You give love a bad name, Bon Jovi 101 FM on a Tuesday. Do you know, I nearly said Monday because I'm so used to doing Monday. And it was like Groundhog Day this morning. We say a warm welcome to our final guests. Not one, not two, but three guests this morning. We say hello to Joel Fleming, who's a filmmaker and the director of the TV show, soon to be on our screens, fingers crossed. Welcome to Riggleton. Also, we've got the writer, Sean Laycock, and Michael Cookson is here as well. Welcome, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
And I have to say, when you turned up, it was almost like a scene out of Scooby-Doo. I thought, hang on a minute, we've got actors in the house, we've got lovies, this could be a long morning. Kicking off with you, Joel, welcome to Riggleton. What's it all about?
Okay, so it's a small town story. The focus is about one family and this mayor who's kind of almost royalty. He's born into the job. So it's a small town founded by his great-grandfather.
Okay.
And so no one really wants to be mayor. It's a town of about 50 people. Yeah. And he's kind of born to do that job. He's not really equipped for it. And that's Michael's character, who's Clint Riggleton, the mayor of Riggleton, the town.
Yeah.
And it's about, his struggle. And the town is facing a problem because they used to rely entirely on the highway traffic funding their economy. And the highway's been upgraded and moved to bypass their town to go to their rival town, Lake Splendid, which is the most beautiful place you could imagine.
Oh, wow.
And so that's their bitter rival. And now they've lost all their economy because of that. And to make it matters worse, his enemy comes into town trying to sell the town. Let's bulldoze it all. Let's make a mega mall. And basically the idea is small town identity. So globalization, making every town the same. And Clint has to fight against that.
Sounds like a Westfield, if truth be told, but anyway, did I say that out loud again? Let's first of all move over to Sean. Obviously, you've got the huge responsibility of writing this stuff.
Yes.
So where does the inspiration come from?
The inspiration actually came when we went on a little holiday out in the country near Lake Mugara. It's kind of in the scenic rim area. And we were just driving through and looking at these little communities that are quite different. We live in the city, so it was very different for us, but just kind of thinking about the people and the stories out there, and it kind of just came to us when we started riding in the car, and by the time we got home we kind of had the shell of the idea. Yeah, so it was...
it's great to have an idea, but of course you then have to follow that through. You've got to get your pilot scene. We'll chat about the difficulties of that. Let's have a quick word with Michael. So it says here, what a responsibility. Lead actor.
Yes.
For a lovey, that's quite a responsibility, isn't it?
It's a big responsibility. It was probably my most difficult audition. Sean and Joel called me up and said, we're doing this TV show, do you want to be the lead? And I said yes.
Yeah, go on. That was it. That's my kind of interview, I got to tell you. That's ideal. Give us a little bit of background on your good self. What kind of stuff have you done? Have you done theatre, musical theatre? What's your background?
I've kind of done a bit of everything. I studied at USQ in Toowoomba. I did the Bachelor of Theatre Arts, majoring in acting there, and from there went to Arts Council, touring Queensland schools and theatre. And got into voiceover work as well. So
I can
would have heard me around the radios. Yeah, a lot of ads.
Stick around at the end. I might get you a gig. There's no money in it, but then you know what it's like as a voiceover artist. You don't get paid anyway. But so this obviously it's a fabulous sounding project. Is comedy something that you've done in the past?
Yeah, I've done comedy, but I'm glad to get back into it. I haven't done comedy for a little while. But I feel that sometimes comedy is the most serious acting you can do as well, because if you try and be funny, it's not funny.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to focus on not being
like that.
Yeah. So it's a good challenge, and can't wait to get into it. So.
And I'm sure you've heard this before. You have an uncanny likeness to Ricky Gervais, a younger version. Yeah. And for those that don't know who Ricky,
I like Ricky Gervais.
No, I mean that in a complimentary way. For those that know who Ricky Gervais is, he was a guy in the UK behind The Office. Joel, so we're at the pilot stage now. What happens next? I mean, obviously it's a case of trying to get one of the TV channels to pick it up.
Yeah, so obviously, as you know, the Australian industry is not giant, and it is very competitive and hard to get things up.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we've engaged our audience, which we've grown through projects we've done for years. We did a crowdfunding campaign.
Okay.
So we've got people investing literally in the project and, following it through. And we're shooting the rest of the pilot coming up in a couple of weeks. So we've still got a few days shoot out in Rathdowney, a small town.
Yeah.
It's posing as Riggleton. And then we have a premiere on August 8th, which your listeners can actually come to if they want.
That'd be great.
So that's another fundraiser. So it's only $20 and you get a whole night of short films, and ending with Welcome to Riggleton pilot, which is a half an hour pilot.
Okay, so where's all this happening?
This is at New Farm Cinemas, so in the Valley, well, New Farm technically, quite central. And you can check it out there. It's August 8th, 7 p.m.
Sounds fantastic. Just getting on to you, Sean. I mean, obviously, I guess if it all goes ahead and as the series develops, you've got to move with the characters. So are the characters going to lead you or are you going to lead them?
I think the characters are very much going to lead us. They kind of live in our brains now, if that makes sense.
No, I fully get that.
Yeah, so we've kind of thought about potential for season 2, and I think the characters very much drive that.
And I guess initially for the first couple of episodes of any TV show you watch, you get to learn the characters. If you go back to things like Friends and real classic comedy like that, it probably took maybe half a season before you thought, I get where they're coming from now.
Yeah. You kind of settle into it and you kind of get to know the dynamics and how they all relate to each other. Yeah.
So Michael, as far as, I mean, obviously you're working with a script, is there any room for ad-lib on there?
Oh, absolutely. Fill the white on the page with ad-lib and, Joel can cut it out if he doesn't like it. So,
but that's, I guess, the joy of doing this kind of thing. And if your characters are developing, and then you can come back and say, well, actually, I don't think the character would say this. You might say something else. Quick example, we've just been watching season 8 of Suits, and Suits was one of my all-time favourite programmes. They've changed the writers, and you can tell because the characters are not doing, first of all, they're swearing a lot more, which is not something you would expect. So I guess because you're working as a team and you've developed it from the conception to its birth, you're going to go with the characters. What about audience feedback? How do people, once you get this to the next stage, or even to the sort of review stage, how will you know what works and what doesn't?
Okay, so what we have at the moment is a Facebook page with a bunch of content we've already shot on it.
Okay.
So people can see an 8-minute teaser, which is a town hall meeting. It sets up all the characters. It's a big ensemble cast. There are all these comedy characters. So you can see that, as well as a little vignette, kind of two-hander scenes where two characters will have their little moment interacting. Got heaps of that on our Facebook page, which is just Welcome to Wriggleton, if they look that up.
I was going to ask where people could see that.
And then, of course, we've got the premiere, which we're going to run a Q&A after. We're going to get survey feedback. And from there, we take it to like screen funding bodies and networks and all those things.
Yeah. Online TV is picking up as well. We had a young actress in here a couple of weeks ago, a very funny young lady called Mary Hossack, and she's over in America. She's doing a thing, I think something to do with Amazon, but it's only online. Is this something maybe you could think of taking the show that way, if you couldn't get the mainstream TV channels?
Yeah, definitely. Everything's kind of moving towards that nowadays, with the commercial television becoming less and less of a thing. So if we were to do that, I think that would be, that would be awesome. Yeah.
And I know that I think Seven have got a digital channel as well, and we very often have people that come in here that have got shows on there as well. So I think really for all of you, the sky's the limit. It's just about making sure the pilot is really one that will grab the attention.
Yeah, definitely. So the idea is to start strong. It really sets the table for the whole series and, makes characters instantly engaging. So the idea is we really push the online presence, so you build the fan base, and then we can take that to the people with the money to try and say, look, we've already got this existing fan base. Let's grow it. Let's take it somewhere.
Show me the money. There's a good line. There's a good line for a film.
Great line.
Guys, I just wish you so much luck. It's very exciting, I think, for young people like yourself to be at the sort of really the sort of early stages of a project like this. I hope that you will, Michael, remember us when you do become rich and famous.
Absolutely.
Because, this could be the launching pad to bigger and better.
I hope so.
And who knows?
So.
We might be seeing all of you at. Hey, wouldn't it be good to think about the Logies in a couple of years' time?
Yeah.
Be great.
Get your speeches ready. That could be good. If you want to learn a bit more, so there is a Facebook page.
Yeah, so just Welcome to Wriggleton. Just look that up on Facebook.
Okay, so there you are. If you want to learn a bit more, you've just heard, look it up on Facebook. If you miss the details about that event, you can give us a call here because the team will leave it with our reception, and give us a call, of course, on 3808 8101. Thank you all for coming in, and all the best for the project.
Thanks
very much. Thanks for having us.
See, I reckon I could do a cameo in there. I'm just saying.